perhaps with my USDA counterpart and FSIS is, think of them as covering red meats, pork, chicken, beef, and we cover all other foods related or foods that contain a small amount of meat, such as soups, some pizzas. Certain products have certain distinctions that can be confusing, and that's one of the challenges that we try to get out and communicate with the industry, the importing community, so everyone understands which agency is covering a particular product. I have roughly 7,300 firms in my district that we inspect, and the San Francisco district is primarily a food and device district. Those are where our bulk of our manufacturers are. Of course, the importing realm is huge. This last year, I looked at some statistics. We received many imports from the Pacific Rim or from Asian countries. We're looking at over 500,000 lines. And a line is just one element or one type of product in an entry. But that's quite a few lines of product to be evaluating. But we do have a system. We have a system of looking at a product based on risk, based on past history, based on our knowledge across the country on certain types of products. An example would be a seafood product which might have a high histamine in the past. We have mechanisms to flag those products and make sure that we analyze them, we sample them, we do field exams to try to ensure the product is as safe as possible. Again, I mentioned we do not do this alone because I partner with our county staff, with our city staff, and with the state of California Health Services to help be an extra eyes and ears for us. If they see something of concern during their daily activities, they know to contact my staff, to contact my office, so that we can take care of the product and look into what the problem was. I'm very supportive for my staff of giving training. I can't emphasize training enough because I feel the importing community needs to understand what the laws and regulations are, and if our systems are confusing, we need to provide that training so that it can be less confusing and fewer mistakes are made. The bottom line, I do enforce the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. We need to make sure that products that enter this country are safe and effective for consumers purchasing these products. I want to just talk about spinach because spinach is very close to my heart. I had quite a bit of work last year with the spinach outbreak with Dole processed product, as well as 2 other outbreaks that occurred related to lettuce at Taco John and Taco Bell restaurants. What we have here in our district and in California is a group called CalFIR. It's the California Food Emergency Response Team. And it's a team of state and local and federal investigators who have trained together over a period of time specifically to do trace back in foodborne illness outbreaks. They are very familiar with the epidemiology, the trace back terminology, and they have proven to be very quick at finding the sources of the contamination, and that ultimately is their goal, to identify sources so that we can put interventions in place so those products will not contaminate people in the future. And this is a model that we want to use nationwide, and I sit on the national team to consider doing that and how we would roll it out to other parts of the country. But we can use that in the importing arena. We need everyone's eyes and ears, and we can partner together to try to solve problems with particular products. I'm sure many people remember the melamine concerns with the pet food. There are many products out there that we could, again, use our information together and try to solve problems before they hurt people. I had a wonderful opportunity, just to move this document to the forefront for me, to host Secretary Leavitt for the Health and Human Services, a visit he had last month to the Port of Oakland. Along with him was our Commissioner for Food and Drug, Commissioner von Eschenbach. Since that visit, Secretary Leavitt, his committee that was put in place by the President, has issued Protecting American Consumers Every Step of the Way. This is a longer-term project. This committee is looking at, should we be considering changes in our importing strategy and our process? And I'm very pleased to say that I believe that he listened intently to what we said at the Port of Oakland, and he saw the challenges and the volume that our agencies are having to handle. And I think he appreciates that this is complex and maybe we need to look at other tools and other methods. One particular statement that I've highlighted here is the committee says to the President, the changing import environment demands a new approach to import safety, a risk-based preventative approach that is more comprehensive, collaborative, and technology enhanced, and that stresses accountability. And that's the direction I see us moving. And I'm so happy to see technology enhanced so that our systems within our various regulatory agencies will talk more smoothly and we can share information rapidly. The fact that it stresses accountability for those importers who do not want to follow the rules and regulations will be held accountable. But most importantly, it speaks to collaboration, recognizing the fact that we're not going to do it alone as FDA, we're going to do it as a community. This document, by the way, is available on the website for Health and Human Services and through the Presidential League if you would want to look at it. So in closing, I just want to again bring forward the fact that as we look at the current model for imports, as the Secretary's report says, it relies on snapshots at the border to interdict unsafe products. We need more of a video model, an ongoing video model. And he wants to use a working group, a strategic framework that organizes around the principles of prevention, intervention, and response. And that's the direction I see our agency moving, and I hope that they can bring this forward quickly because I look forward to being part of it. Thank you.
Have you imagined the FDA officers and USDA officers is so nice, so easy to approach? So I think most of you guys when you hear about the FDA, USDA, they are up in this level. When you have some kind of questions, when you have some kind of issue you want to approach them, it might not be that easy. But actually, Barbara and John, coming to here and tell us that they have a very good team, partnership with them, to serve this community and to serve our industry together. So, and we just want to open this opportunity for media and for the friends in this industry. They can directly, to talk to them and understand more, about how the food safety regulation, how are they going to apply to our industry. If there's any question and issues, and how are we going to solve that. And let me summarize a little bit in Chinese, for what Barbara and John has been telling us. 我諗頭先大家都聽到John 同埋 Barbara 佢同我哋講過關於介紹佢哋自己嗰個政府組織裏面成員係點樣。咁John 咧係代表呢一個農業總局嘅咁佢係USDA 嘅部門咁佢最主要咧係嗰個負責咧係呢個係關於animal 關於一啲寵物關於啲動物同埋植物嘅有關嘅一啲食物安全咁我哋FDA 佢其實有喺 under 呢個啲超過41個嘅官員嚟到幫佢咁但係佢照顧嘅係超過30幾萬間公司喺呢個灣區裏邊嘅。咁而頭先佢都同我哋分享到佢關於喺FDA 裏邊有一啲嘅 guidelines 有一啲嘅文件即係嚟到去指示喺有啲遇到一啲食品嘅問題點樣去檢查啲安全嘅時候，咁頭先佢都會簡單同我哋去介紹過咁我喺呢度咧就唔再去重複啦咁我哋其實好開心今日去請到佢哋兩位嚟咁喺一陣間咧我哋都會有一個係問答嘅時間，咁如果大家有咩問題嘅時候咧，都可以嚟到去發問嘅咁跟住落嚟我都會有少少時間去採訪咁但係喺呢個時候咧，其實我哋都想藉住咗機會咧，亦都去介紹我哋商會嘅一啲有關嘅活動俾大家去知道，我哋對於我哋呢個行業我哋呢個商會喺呢個行業裏邊點樣嚟到去配合而家越嚟越受到關注嘅食品安全嘅問題咧，咁我哋喺商會裏邊，我哋有一啲乜嘢